Good evening, guys. Let's do a little bit of a daily recap for today's session. And today was pretty uneventful, guys, at least up until the last 20 minutes or so of the market. So as always, let's start with the bigger picture here, guys, and let's get a little bit of an update on how the market is doing inside of this daily squeeze. So been talking about this setup for the last couple of weeks here, guys. We got a big time push yesterday right towards that breakout level. In pre-market, we were actually trading above the Bollinger Band here. So in the early hours of the morning, it did look like, hey, this sucker wants to go today. However, guys, you can see we did end the session down 1%. And while as a general statement, we spent the majority of the session just kind of banging back and forth in an hourly squeeze, we did sell off a bit into the close. And, here you have it, guys. Until we can break out, we continue to be stuck here, right? And we've seen this before. We've seen the nice pump up towards this 2960 level, and we've seen the fade, right? We saw it one time, we saw it twice. Let's see if this is going to be the third time. So, a lot can happen after hours, guys. A lot can happen into tomorrow's open. But as of today's close, we are still in this daily squeeze, and with swing trading especially, guys, it's a game of patience, waiting for these bigger picture setups to finally kind of develop here. So let's go look at the hourly squeeze that I'm referencing here. And, right, going nowhere, guys, all day long until the close there where we sold off a bit. So, for tomorrow's session, guys, one thing that I'm going to keep a close eye on here in the after hours is, can the market get back into this range? So if we take a level right here, as far as potentially seeing strength tomorrow, and as far as continuing that discussion of, are we going to fire this daily squeeze, ideally here in the futures we would see the market get back into the range it was stuck in today. And the reason being, guys, is that we have an hourly squeeze here that technically is beginning to fire to the downside. Unless the market can quickly climb back up and get back into that range, you do have a little bit of short-term intraday momentum putting some pressure to the downside. And who knows, that could spill over into the after hours. It could spill over into tomorrow's session. So for you bulls out there, those of you guys, looking for continued move to the upside, if the index can get back into this range, we might have a good shot at it out there tomorrow. So update you guys here on my swing positions. Netflix came into the session in an hourly squeeze. It gave a couple of head fakes here, guys. Ultimately, pretty much flat on the day. Really didn't go anywhere. And, I'm swinging a put credit spread right now on this daily squeeze. And, this is the benefit, guys, of a credit spread. I shorted options at 430. And, regardless of Netflix, not really making that big time move that we're looking for, I'm still collecting some put premium. So there's nothing wrong with that setup. Though, of course, if it could break out here, would make it that much better. Amazon today, guys, another kind of failed breakout attempt. Beautiful daily squeeze. I still love this setup. Just like Netflix, I got a put credit spread. We finished the day up about 1%, but with the overall market, we did get a decent little fade there. So at one point today, guys, we did have Amazon here up, over 2%, ultimately closing up about 1%. So the squeeze did not fire to the upside today, but this trend in this setup, guys, is still intact. I'm still going to continue to hold that put credit spread. And then gold here. Nice day for gold, up 1%. I got my original put credit spread, expires June 12th, where I shorted the 158 puts. That's going to deliver a max profit of close to $700. So obviously that swing is off to a good start. And to get a little bit of income coming in here, guys, what I did today is on gold, we had kind of this little consolidation forming here this morning. So what I did was I did a put credit spread that expires this Friday, and I shorted this Friday's expiration 162 puts. Then the momentum came in. Those puts are already losing value, and I'm just looking for a couple $100 on that trade. We'll likely close that tomorrow. Just looking for some bill money, guys. So that's about it. Amazon, Netflix, right? Let's go take a look at those. So gold here, right? You guys can see the put credit spread. It's just for a couple $100. If that expires, worthless this week, I'm not going to ride it out till expiration if I can get a good chunk of max profit. And then we got the swing over here. And again, you got max profit coming of about $700. We're up about 200 right now, all said and done. So gold is off to a good start, guys. With Amazon, right? We got 2 credit spreads there. The total max profit is close to about $1,000. You know, we were up about 500 today, so we were 50% of the way there, the max profit. We closed the day up about $200, guys. So with Amazon, we're about 20% of the way or so to max profit, and with Netflix here, we are about 16% of the way to max profit. So this is, guys, the benefit of, you know, credit spreads. On a day where the market kind of does nothing and then rolls over, typically, you know, you hold naked calls, you can start to suffer from premium decay, but with these credit spreads, the premium decay obviously is working in your favor. That's pretty much it, guys. You know, we'll run our scans this evening, we'll look for new opportunities, but for me, you know, with that kind of nasty sell-off here in the market, before I go jumping too deep into prep for tomorrow's session, you know, we're going to keep an eye on the futures here in about 45 minutes. Gap up, gap down, consolidation. So before jumping into my prep, going to see where the futures go, guys, you know, and then we will go from there. But at the end of the day, regardless of this little fade here today, we are still stuck in a daily squeeze. So I continue to patiently wait, guys, for this to potentially fire to the upside. If it wants to roll over and fire to the downside sometime soon, we can trade that as well. A couple names of interest that I'll cover in tomorrow morning's video are going to be the semiconductor stocks. The semiconductor ETF, guys, SMH, is in a daily squeeze. AMD is in a daily squeeze, as well as a bunch of squeezes on lower time frames. We have NVIDIA earnings on Thursday. Now, NVIDIA ran to the moon today. Obviously, with the overall market, she came on back down to earth. But the semis are looking strong, guys. You got the leading name of the group in NVIDIA making a big-time pre-earnings run. And then we've got, you know, some supporting names, AMD, a couple of others. Now, you got a beautiful one here in Intel. Daily squeeze right under some resistance that also happens to be a gap fill level. Going to be a hell of a breakout, guys, for you scalpers, day traders, swing traders, when and if that takes place. So we'll be patient, guys. We'll see how these futures go. The only other interesting, you know, little thing we saw here today, you got a daily squeeze on Twitter. You also have lower time frame squeezes, right? Not quite 4 hour, but we do have an hourly. So you have a daily squeeze with an hourly squeeze, and then out of nowhere this afternoon, we get some ridiculous flow, right, into Twitter here today, guys. Some ridiculous, you know, so these are all for September 18th expirations. So, you know, options flow can be tricky, guys, but at the end of the day, hourly squeeze, daily squeeze, huge call flow coming in, you know, that's something I'm willing to put some risk in. Nothing crazy, not looking for a home run, but I like the technicals, I like the setups, and now you got some big sudden call flow behind it. You know, I'll take a stab at that, guys. So what I did today, right, I got nice and cheap position here. I bought a couple of these 29.5 calls. It goes to zero, it goes to zero. Twitter suddenly explodes on some sort of pending news. We're just following the options flow. So simple stuff there, guys. It's about 5:20 right now. We will have futures open in 40 minutes. And once they open, we'll get potentially a better sense of, you know, how to kind of start doing our prep here this evening. So that's it for today, guys. A good day there with my open swing positions. We'll see how things go tomorrow. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.